What's up, guys? So we're going to continue on with Double O-ctober, and this we're going to look at something, honestly, I'd kind of forgotten I had, because it's never been on display in my collection, and it is the HG Gundam Throne Zwei. Now, if you guys are fans of the series, you know that in Season 1, all of a sudden, 3 new Gundams appeared, and they called themselves Thrones, and each one had its own gimmick. One had a giant cannon, one had a giant sword, and the other one, well, it made a lot of particles in the air. This was the first time we got to see fake GN drives, which of course caused a lot of trouble, just like the Trinity did, which is what they were called. This one is, of course, the one with the big sword. It is the Throne Zwei, which is the second, or two. Zwei is two. Eins, zwei, drei. It is what it is. So, this is the only one I have. I do want to get the other ones, but it's not exactly a priority right now. But one day, I'll get the rest of them. Maybe for next Double O-ctober. We'll see. But you've got Mobile Suit Gundam Double O up here. HG Double O right here. Great shot of him swinging a sword and everything being on fire behind him. I don't know what's going on there. And GN0002. Yeah, 2008 Bandai. Come over here. Illustrated by Naochika Morishita. Bandai logo right there. So we have GN Fangs. Yay, we got arrows doing arrowy things. More arrows doing arrowy things. We got GN Buster Sword. Big old sword. It does things. And you can store it. You can swing it. You can hold it. You can GN handgun things. Sure you can. Why do they call it a handgun? It's clearly mounted to the arm. I don't know what's going on there. And then you've got this little attachment dealie that we won't really look at because it's only really useful for if you have all 3 of the Trinity. And then you got here, it can be mounted on a stand. I don't believe it came with a stand. So, and this is number 12 in the line. Gundam Throne Zwei, yay for that. And of course, no Gundam.info because it didn't exist, or BandaiHighway.net didn't exist. So here you've got front and rear of the thing. And yeah, the Thrones were a very unique design. They were very different from normal Gundams. Oh, wait, Gundam specs. It's 18.6 meters tall, 67.1 tons. I almost said meters, tons. And there you have the read-up on the Trinity and whatever. And that's the pilot Mihail Trinity. Not Michael, it's Mihail. Yeah. So they were all German, more or less. And yeah, they were sent to sort of change the plan, more or less. And here, of course, you have different warnings from 3 to 18-year-olds. No idea what. And you've got 1,600 yen. Yay for that. Oh, wait. Little guy with the toilet. Yay for that. So, not a Gundam. Not really. But totally upside down. Let's go ahead and check this guy out and see if it's actually worth the hype. Alright, guys. So here we have the Throne Zwei out of the package. Because technically he was actually in the box. So, looking really orange. Actually very, very kind of in tune with Double O-ctober going on here. And, yeah. This thing was an interesting build. Mind you, I built it quite a while back. We were still in our old apartment. And I built it and bought it for a very specific purpose. And you'll notice that here in a little bit. Or rather, I'll tell you. You won't just notice. But I will say, this thing required more paint and attention than any other Double O kit I think I've done ever. Now, he does come with quite a few decals, so you've got stickers right here, and this orange, or sorry, this pink and this black. You, of course, have the eye stickers. You've got this camera sticker right up in here. It's pink, right there. On the back side of the shoulders, you've got the same thing, except this one got all jacked up somehow. What happened there? That was weird. You've got fold-over stickers right here on these little winglets. You've got a purple sticker that goes back there behind the GN, or in front of the GN drive, technically speaking. You've got more stickers right there on the crotch. Now, from what I know, you get nothing in the way of these skirts. Everything you see here, with the exception of orange and white, is all painted. This entire back section here all had to be dark gray. And yeah, this is not great. I had to do this as best I could with the markers I had. And all of this yellow also had to be painted. All of the gray, everything on here all had to be painted. So only these fangs, which, no, they don't remove or anything, were a different color. Everything else was either orange or white. I believe the yellow was white. So yeah, that took an enormous amount of work to paint those and get it as good as I did. Mind you, it ain't perfect. This side's actually very, very rough. But I'm very proud of how far I did get with that. Now that came off way too easy. This little rib here. And that has paint on it. I must have been covering up a nub. Yeah. So that comes out of there really, really easy. Now, I'm actually a fan of the design, like the way they look. However, I'm not too big of a fan of the way that it's constructed or the articulation, which we'll go over here in a second. But I also want to point out these knees all had to be painted. These little bits right through here, that had to be painted the same fashion, same thing. I think it came with stickers for these toes, but I don't recall, to be perfectly honest with you guys. But yeah, if you're going to get this kit, be aware that you're going to have to do quite a bit of work. Like even down here, I could have probably shaded that in a little bit better. I hadn't got into brushing yet. This was all done with straight Gundam marker. I probably would have even pulled out spray can and masked off for a lot of that stuff nowadays. Like I said, I built this a couple of years ago at this point. So let's go over articulation right quick. So the head is a standard kind of poly cap. So you can come forward and back, can rotate all the way around. I think you can do a turkey neck. Let's look. Yep, turkey neck. Oh, hey, look. The chin is actually a sticker too. Couldn't quite see that before. Now, cool thing, one thing about them, they had very, very thick and strange body designs. So yeah, there's a whole lot of center mass and then long, lanky features. So the head does that. The shoulders are where it gets weird, because you would think stuff would move up in here, but no, this is all solid frame. Your actual shoulder movement comes in way out here. So you get this rotation up and down with the arms. You can go all the way around. The armor articulates separate from the actual arm itself. This little piece here does move out, so you could technically go straight out and add in some bicep rotation. You can try to get in a decent high teacher. He's not way up here, but he's in an okay spot. And that is just a poly cap in there, so no big deal. You do get bicep rotation, as you should. You get a single jointed elbow that is better than 90 degrees, so that's actually not bad. Weird division right there, I guess just for color's sake. You do get normal HG hands, as always. And yeah, they do things. Alright, coming down to the hips, you do not get an ab crunch, but you get waist rotation. However, the skirts get in the way with these things on the back, whatever the heck those technically are. They just pop out because of the ribs. Looks like something can totally go there. That's probably part of the combined effort. I'm not sure. I've come down to the hips. You do get the shimmy shimmy hips. So you can do that. Yay for whatever that movement is technically good for. You get independent front skirts. I can't recall if I did that or if that was already separate, but it's only good for about 90 degrees forward. You can come back. Mind you, have to keep moving the side dress here. You can only come back about that far because of the back skirt. Back skirt does not move. You do get a double jointed knee, more or less. You know, I guess I could technically remove this. You get a double jointed knee. Good for about, what is that, 180. It can go straight back. And of course, you can go this way. You can try to get a Jean-Claude, but not by much, because it is just a T-ball jointed, or T-mount ball joints, right there. I can't talk. The ankles, oh, by the way, you had to paint these too, these little thrusters. The ankles are a ball joint right here, so you can just waggle, waggle. You do get kind of an ankle or a lower knee joint or an upper ankle joint, however you really want to think about it. So you can go forward You could really get this guy kind of squat down like that. I don't know why you would do that, but you totally can. But I guess this gives him a wider stance if you go for it, like so. It's actually pretty well. Now, these giant feet, though they're on these heels, you know, you don't get any kind of toe articulation or anything like that. I have a feeling like that in there probably should have been a dark gray or something, but I don't think I found that on the box. This guy does have some pretty wicked nubs. I can see it in a few places, though it does look like I did a decent job. I'm not going to lie. Once again, it's always like archaeology going over an older kit. Like this one especially because it was built at our old place before I started reviewing. So, I don't know. And originally I had not intended on building the kit. Like I said, I only needed one thing from this. And that is the one thing we haven't seen that is the obvious main feature of this. And that is his giant GN Buster Sword. And the reason he doesn't have it is because he has it. So this is my Demon King Barbatos custom kit bash that I was working on for a while. And he needed a grander weapon, so that's the whole reason I bought this kit in the first place, was for this sword. So if you guys actually want to see a full review of this guy, let me know down the line. But for right now, I'm going to go ahead and get the sword back and finish up this review. I will say his ankles are very loose. He's been on the stand the whole time, so that's why it's funny that the ankles are even loose. Come on, Barbatos, stand up. Come on. The only time an IBO hand won't come apart is when you want it to. There you go. So yeah, pretty much any HG hand can hold these swords. It's pretty cool. So pop this back in here and get this guy out of this review for the time being. Like I said, if you guys really want to see that, we can bring it back after Double O-ctober. But, so this is, of course, his main weapon. GN Buster Sword. So I guess it opens up on this nice little slidey joint like so. I don't know if that like emits beams or particles or something. Probably does for helping slicing through things. And of course a weapon this large would need help. But I didn't do a ton of detail work on it because I wasn't sure if I was going to paint it. In fact, I threw these stickers on here just for this review, just to show you that they're not great. Like the whole part of the hilt kind of area right here, or guard, should be orange. But yeah, it's not. It just comes with these crappy stickers. So, but because this sword isn't staying with him, that's why I did this. Unless I can get another really good Buster Sword that I can give to Barbatos, I'm just going to leave it like so. And only whenever I do the rest of the thrones will I bother. But you can put it in his hand. No problem. Hopefully no problem. I said that. I said no problem out loud, didn't I? Yep, just like so. Oh, helps you put it in the right way. Now, the funny thing is, it's not a good grip. But I think he's meant to hold it up a little higher. That actually, the funny thing is, as soon as I closed it, it was like instant. It was loose until it was closed. So let's slide that down, give him a little more room here. And there we have the throne holding his awesome sword, and that's probably going to end up being our screenshot. But yeah, that's pretty cool. Now he does have one other big weapon here, and it is this forearm gun. They called it a handgun. Kind of, but you know, it's just mounted to the arm. And also, if you open it up, which I swear this part is supposed to move, but oh, there it goes, finally. Okay, the paint has it all stuck. This all had to be painted. It was all just white. And whenever you go into the weird combine mode for these guys, this is where you plug in the connector. It can just go in there. I'm not going to bother pulling that thing out. I've never used it. It comes with a little wire and stuff like that. So, you know, if and when I get the rest of the thrones and we do that, that's what I'll do it for. So, down the line, I think this guy was probably just going to end up in a kit bash or something. I'm not sure. But the fact that I bothered even going to this level of detail and paint work for something that I didn't need except for the sword, you know, is one thing, you know. And funny thing is, he has beam sabers. That's what these are up here. Totally has twin beam sabers up here. It does not come with beam blades or anything like that. In fact, I don't know if these even come out. I'm going to just be honest with you guys. I'm not entirely certain those are even meant to come out of there. I think they're mounted, like just hardcore mounted. So he's got beam sabers built in, but you can't use them for anything. Of course, the fangs don't come out. That would have been a fun expansion set to actually have the fangs come out. I think even the Arch Gundam that this eventually gets turned into, the fangs don't come out or anything like that. So it is what it is. So this guy's really cool. Nice and affordable kit. Lot of paint work. Like I said, probably the most paint work I ever had to do to any of these HG Double O kits. But if it's worth it to you guys, I say get it. And last but not least, guys, this guy does actually store his sword right here on a cool shoulder mount, like so. I'm having issues with the feet. Like, despite the fact how big the feet are, they don't stay under him very well. So it's a really neat kit with its issues. So the skirts want to be like straight up and down. The feet want to be about as planted as you can get. Don't try to rotate anything. There's no thigh rotation, by the way. That was all at the hips. With those silly ball jointed hips like that. But guys, I hope you have enjoyed this. Hope you've enjoyed the rest of Double O-ctober. And thanks to whoever it was that reminded me about this, because I kind of forgot about it until now. Oh, here's a Buster Sword I can give him. There you go. I'll just give him that nice solid metal Buster Sword. But guys, go check out the rest of Double O reviews, either this month or the ones from last year, whichever ones you want to go take a look at. There's a playlist for all of the above. But I'll catch you guys on the next review. And I want to thank my patrons, as always, Andy, Steve, John. You guys are awesome. And yeah, make sure your Double O-ctober is great, guys. And remember, as always, keep on building.